This one is for the UFC 271 main event between the defending champion Israel Adesanya and the former champion Robert Whittaker. Quick tail of the tape, let's do that first. So Israel Adesanya, 21-1. That one loss, of course, is to Jan Blachowicz when he went up to light heavyweight to challenge for the belt. So 21-0 as a middleweight. Rob Whittaker at 24-5. Both have got a similar fight experience, slightly longer for Israel Adesanya. Rob Whittaker's 13:46 compared to Adesanya's 16:55. Now, Adesanya does have a considerable height and reach advantage, 4 inches in height at least, and 7 inches in reach at least. When it comes to stance, the majority of the time, of course, Rob Whittaker is orthodox. Israel Adesanya, you can't really give him a stance because he switches his stance based on what he needs. You know, what techniques he's looking to use against his opponent, where he feels they'll be vulnerable. A good example of that is the Paulo Costa fight, where the majority of the fight he was orthodox, working that lead leg and stinging him with the jab. But when he realized that Costa was slipping away, moving his head out of the center line and parrying with his rear hand, then he switched to southpaw to throw his left cross to follow with the high kick. You know, it's a very useful skill to have to be able to switch your stance. It's very much like being able to speak another language, I think, because it opens up your game. It gives you other options. You know, it also makes you very, very difficult to track for your opponents. And if we learned anything from the first Rob Whittaker fight, is that Adesanya is very good at drifting away and keeping his balance regardless of his stance. Whittaker was way too overzealous in that first fight, and he kept sprinting forward and trying to headhunt Adesanya, and he was just falling short. You know, he would clip him a couple of times, but Adesanya was the one that was drifting out of the way and catching and countering him. For me, the thing that's most interesting about this fight is the path that they both took to get to their first meeting, and then the path since that. This is a fantastic fight. I love a rematch because they know a lot about one another from the first fight. And then since then, they've been paying a close eye so they can be more prepared for the next fight. It's going to be a banger.